y'all can.
Hello, hello.
We didn't say who was. Yeah.
Sorry. It's we were all watching Neil and Annie. We've been busy, you know. It's midnight. Welcome. I'm Liz. This is Therese.
Yeah.
And we're joined by the lovely Ann Pinkava, who is wearing her cool new shirt
She's
from
so
our
cool.
our friends at the Rippaverse. So if you haven't read any of their books, check it out because they're really good books.
I have
What
like
are
a
you doing with your
stack of
life?
new comic books like sitting here. Like look at this. Look at this. Not this is a knitting show where we talk about
No,
knitting.
it's fine. We talk about everything here.
Yeah. Some things we shouldn't.
Let me van
Very
and
cool.
wipe
Look at
this.
this.
Can I
Make you big?
if you want
You wanna
to.
be
I mean,
big?
You have to
Ann?
make her big.
It's a
Look at her.
comic book. It's
Okay.
hi.
Well, that's the new
No,
one.
our
Hi.
that stack of new comic books, in case anyone was interested in the
They're so
knitting
cool.
show. We got Gooding, her matching shirt.
Look.
Ta-da! We have
Gotta promote the people we like. Come on.
Mhm.
sure. We have
Mm.
Ghosts of the Badlands, both
Yeah,
color
I need
and
those.
monochrome.
I need
Oh,
to
I
get
love
those.
those.
So yeah, that's very cool. And the poster is also super cool.
Where can you get those? The Ghosts
I
in the
think you can
Badlands?
get it on Amazon at this point.
Okay. I wasn't sure if it was on Amazon yet. So
Yeah, I think it is. I think, but these, of course, are special edition because they're
Ooh.
the.
Whoa.
Ooh, isn't that weird?
No.
Oh, there,
Yeah.
that's better.
That's
But
not-
these
That's
are
better.
the special
Right.
Indiegogo campaign, whatever edition with
Yeah, I missed that version.
whatever. You know,
That one I missed. I have some of our other fans that we're fans of that I got, but that one I did not, sadly. So I'll have to get it off of Amazon.
yeah, there's
So-
that.
Nice.
But
So-
also,
Ooh, what's that?
Ooh,
Show us.
this
Dracula.
is
Very.
this is
Mary
actually
Shelley
Bram
or Bram Stoker? Bram Stoker's version or a different version?
This is comic book by Matt Wagner, art by Kelly Jones. It's so cool. Okay, sorry. Not that those are not cool. I'm not
Things can be cool and not the same. Yeah.
like what's his face? It's George Alexopoulos that does the art for this. He's getting in all sorts of British trouble, which is hilarious.
Well,
Lots of people
His
are.
memes are too spicy. But anyways, yeah, it's excuse me, sorry. I'm not
Can
gonna
we-
make it as like a school librarian book reader. I'm just saying. But like, no, it's big,
Nice.
it's beautiful, it's there's a lot of his work, there's a lot of motion in it,
Mhm.
which is very neat. Anyways.
It's hard to do, and those are really good. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
very cool.
Yeah.
Very good.
And all credit to Mr. Fist and everything, saying this like, oh no, black and white is all you need. Black and white's very cool. Black and white is not all you need.
No,
No.
sometimes you just need color.
Yeah.
But anyways, so yeah, that's lovely, very cool. Gooding book, Rippaverse quality, all that. But anyways, this is very much so a horror comic book, but also it's like there's something, it's very rich. It has that kind of like on the edge shocking element. It's like this is a bloody story about vampires. This isn't messing around.
They don't sparkle.
Oh, they do not sparkle. Mostly they like peel faces and
Ooh. Okay.
Still.
Serious vampires. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Good.
Yeah, this is beards with snakes and creepy hallways and strong lighting. It's
Graphics are really good.
oh yeah.
Yeah. The page, it
Even if
looks like
you're not into that, the graphics are so good that
it looks like the really good quality too.
yeah,
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's
good artists. Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy Monday, chat.
Happy Monday.
I'm glad everybody's here who made it. We miss you guys. We love seeing you in the chat.
I can't see chat.
So, that was weird on Neil and Annie's chat. I can only see like half the comments because I think I can only see the people commenting on Neil's and not the people commenting on Annie's.
Right.
Even though it was the same live stream. So that was weird.
Right. Very weird.
Because they would talk about comments and I kept going
And I'm
through
like,
and then
did we get
and then when
blocked
you
by that person? Like,
I know, and then when you asked me, I'm like, I don't know because it's happening to me too.
Someone doesn't like us. I don't know.
What did we do to
Which
Neil?
is not surprising, but
We try.
It's like, go
We
away.
try our best.
but yeah,
Yeah.
I think you don't see from the live stream from the other person. Yeah, that's fine.
No, but I wish I would have known. I would have
Right,
not
because that
thought
would not have
something
been
was wrong.
hurt.
You know. So, what lovely knitting, crocheting, or otherwise things are you guys working on?
And Pinkaba, what are you doing?
Oh, I already showed comic book things.
Oh, you did.
guys. I'm just, I feel like I'm like, hi, let me.
It's okay. Show knitting or crocheting. Go for it.
Show all the things.
I need to get to an end of a row. It's fine.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay,
Ian.
whatever then.
Plus.
Well, I am working on the mitts to match my cowl. So I still need to put the thumb on. but
Ooh,
I'm so
I like
excited
it.
about the cow. And the
I
mitts.
like it. And you're gonna have enough yarn?
yes. And
Ooh,
it'll
awesome.
even semi be matching. So so it's both hand spun yarn, but not by me.
Mhm.
And the variegation. Okay, I paid stupid amount of money for the variegated one because it takes a lot of time to do that. But I didn't think much of it. But like the lady who spun it, her color orders are exact enough that I really can get two
Wow.
going about the same. So
Wow, and hand spun, that's awesome.
I know. Makes me complain less about again how much I spend for it. But
Don't you
So-
spin, Ann, though? You have a wheel, right?
yeah, I do.
Okay. You
Yeah, I
just
do.
didn't want to. Okay.
Well, I saw it in the window and I had to have it.
I get it. Yeah.
We don't judge. This is a
No,
this is
no.
a fiber and yarn judge free podcast.
But yeah,
Except I'm not getting any dog yarn. I'm just putting it out there.
Dog yarn doesn't smell bad, but no, I
No.
don't do it either. No.
Just not my fiber of choice. Put it that way.
yeah, definitely. But yeah, other than that, I finished another cowl, but I need to stitch
Ooh.
it together. So
Ooh, is that in the politically incorrect colorway?
it is.
Because that's really pretty knit up like that.
Oh, I
Yeah.
can't wait for that cow.
Yeah,
I
so
know.
that needs to be stitched up and finished, and I'm also starting a sweater. So I just have like little bits of things and pieces everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to your hat pattern that goes with that too, because
Yes,
I need to knit some hats.
Mhm.
So I'm very
Oh.
excited for that.
that'll be good.
So- What sweater are you doing?
Here I have. Oh, there it goes. The Oben vest by Baby Cocktail.
Oh, okay. That's
Yes.
it. Ooh,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
that's very you.
Yes, it is.
But yeah, that's a little because it's cables. It's not like a super complicated cable pattern, but it's enough that I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna knit that during the stream, guys.
Wheels are fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
Elizabeth, exactly. So, I mean, if that's your thing, though, go for it. It's just
Mhm.
not my thing.
The stable's too short. So,
Well, I think you have to blend it with
right.
something else.
Well, that's what I'm about to work on. But yeah.
Not dog fur, though.
No, definitely not. Alpaca.
Just throwing goodwill wool. After
No, I
that.
don't want Calvin in my stuff because he might bite me. Post
He does. His
spinning yarn. Yeah.
his fiber length is pretty short too.
It's very short, but his teeth are very short and they're also very sharp. So
Mm.
Yeah, I
So
get
what
enough.
you got, Therese?
I'm sorry.
What you working on?
What? Oh, I am so off the hook this week. I finished my Lydia shawl. Yay. You can't see it because it's blocking because my time management skills are terrible.
So you can show it next week.
I can.
No biggie.
So I was like, I don't know what to do. I have stuff I want to do, but I don't want to do the prep to do it. So I started a bunch of just dishcloths and like this dishcloths or dishcloths. Here's a bath mitt.
Oh, nice.
Okay, we're not going to look at my wonky edge because we can't pay attention. So I do all this like just crazy kitchen stuff. And then what else am I doing? Okay, so I was watching Two Sisters and Some Yarn this morning, and they were talking about baby blankets for Let Them Live. And I was like, I want to do baby blankets. And I have this mandala, Lion Brand mandala, whatever. And I don't like the colors for me personally. So I'm like, I'll do baby blankets. So I started this is very small right now. I started a moss stitch.
Ooh, cool.
Square. Now I started it on an H because that's what the yarn says. And I'm like, this feels like a pot holder. So I just changed. I didn't frog back because I don't want to. So I just changed to a J. And I kept going. And I'm like, okay, if the beginning is too thick, but the outside is good, fine. I don't care.
The baby's not going to complain.
Baby don't care. And then I started. So I have my opal socks from last week. But then when I was, I was like, I can't work on them because I'm 2 rows away from the heel and I can't do a heel on knit night because. So exactly. I started another one. So here's my little sock.
Yay. Very cute.
So I'm just doing random stuff. I've got spinning and carding and stuff like that coming up. And then I think about, I should do some weaving.
I was going to mention that.
There's not enough hours in the day. So I just don't do anything or I do random stuff that has nothing to do with that stuff.
Fair enough.
Whatever.
I'm working on the Tunisian ugly cat shawl.
Ooh.
So I got this far.
It's going to be
almost done with the first quarter of it. So
that the smaller size, right?
Oh yeah, this is the small size. Nope, I'm not crazy. And I realized that
those colors
are do. It is. It's a really pretty mini skein set. It's fine. It's not something I dislike doing. It's just not my favorite type of crochet. I've decided.
Okay.
It's just a stitch. It's not just my favorite. And then I've been working on my cardigan, the last one, so I can get the pattern written. It's got the leaves down the sleeves.
Ooh, is that the one I'm waiting for?
Yes, but I'm knitting it in the Aran weight because it comes out a little bit looser and not quite as fitted as the worsted. You can knit the pattern in either. If you want a more fitted one, or knit it in worsted. If you want a looser one, knit it in Aran. But and it's weird going from that to Tunisian crochet. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
And I probably have 1,000 other things on the needles, but I haven't touched them in the last week or so. So yeah, that's about it. So I'm trying to get Neil's thing done for him, for the Tunisian one. And I guess a couple more of our friends have finished their knit ones, so that's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Tara finished hers, and Morgan's almost at the end. She was in the last wedge. And I think she did the same size as Annie, so hers is going to be
wow. That's huge.
Yeah, so that's exciting. And thanks, Elizabeth. I love the colors too. It's a spun right round mini set.
Oh, nice.
So the only thing I don't like is the yarn's very splitty, and that could be why I'm not enjoying the Tunisian as much because it's splitting. But I don't know. It's going pretty good now that I've restarted it for the 3rd time. So
3rd time's the charm.
It's like, it's going great now.
Yeah.
It's not going great
Fine.
previously,
Mhm.
but
Fine.
She persevered.
We just had some disagreements on the pattern. Not bad, just how it was worded things, and it's probably fine, but it confused me. So Neil and I had to ask him exactly what he meant because
Mhm.
I'm not good in the math. as we
He's
all know.
very good about listening to you and making adjustments. He's very good.
Oh yeah, and most of it was me because I wasn't getting what he meant. Part of it was Stitch Fiddle was not creating the written instructions
Right.
the same to match the chart
Yeah.
instructions, and that was the main problem. I think the pattern comes out in this next issue of Blocked. I'm pretty sure,
Maybe.
which is beginning of September. I think that's what he just said, but I'm not positive. You'd have to check with him.
I can't remember the deadlines for the. Yeah.
Our deadline September 15th
Oh, okay.
because we're the next issue. Our thing.
But the dog days is coming up soon.
Yes.
Yes,
The dog
okay.
days I think is this issue.
It's coming up soon. Yeah. And then
Put
September
earbuds
is
in when you're
fall,
after you
y'all.
wash.
Yeah.
Put earbuds in and your ears wet, and it just annoying.
What?
No, I had washed my hair earlier, and it was still
Oh.
wet when I put the earbud in. Now, water gets in your ear, and it's just gross.
Oh, yeah.
So I have to applaud Neil on their podcast because he did very well, not speaking in ways that could get him in trouble.
Right.
He was very conscious of that. So I applaud him for that
Right.
because I know he wasn't able to speak as freely as he would have liked. So, and hopefully he said he'll join us here next week. So hopefully,
oh, good.
Okay.
yeah. So
Yeah, I'm
that's
sorry that I missed it earlier. Neil being on again. I've missed having him around in podcasty world.
Yeah.
Yeah, he and Andy went over the last issue.
Mhm.
And
Carefully. Yeah.
yeah, and a lot of other stuff. There was a lot before they ever got to the knitting.
I know, right?
A lot of
We must be
sewing. A lot
careful.
of
We might get extradited. So, good luck.
yeah. Come and get me.
Yeah.
All I'm saying. I'd love to see them try to.
This is
extradite
why we
people.
left. Okay. I keep telling him this is why we left.
Yeah,
Seriously.
pretty much.
The English police are so, they're so weak and ready to fall.
Weak.
But also, it's like, okay, well, you would need a lot of other help to do anything, guys, to
Gonna
Americans.
drag us
have to
across
be-
an ocean? Like,
Full collaboration.
right.
I'm not saying that that's impossible, because crud.
It's gonna take a
But-
while. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm so glad they have so much time to monitor online instead of in-person crimes.
Well, you see, if you have to do in-person crimes, you might have to do something unpleasant, like confront criminals and potentially, be in dangerous situations for their unarmed police force.
Yeah, that seems that way, doesn't
that
it?
would be difficult, and instead we need to send 5 body positivity policewomen to pick you up over your tweet. So
But then JD Vance will not have a security team. So what are we gonna do?
so yeah, so there you go.
I think they're relying a lot on their private security now.
Mhm.
From some things I've read recently, like the fact that where the shooter did all his training at the gun range, it's also the gun
Yes.
range all the local federal officials used and all local police used. So
Or like
Kinda.
we used to like to call them, a gun range.
yeah, but
Well, that might explain where he got his 3 offshore bank accounts. Because, all of us 20-year-olds always had those, right?
yeah, sure. Considering he worked a minimum wage job.
Yeah.
But
I always
hey,
put my money in an
And I
offshore.
miss my offshore bank accounts. I have so many of them. Wait, hang on.
You can't keep track, can you?
I just all the time, always. I'm getting these notices. You have
You
so
all
much
have
money in
different
your offshore bank
passwords.
account. I'm like, wow, thanks, guys.
don't tell people about how much money is in your offshore accounts, Ann.
No.
That'll make you a target.
That's true.
I might
That's
get
true.
swatted.
I don't know. I don't know if that would be a good thing these days because, crazy people
There.
get into the swatting.
Well, they're misunderstood. They're not crazy. They're misunderstood.
Yeah, I watch enough court
Yeah.
TV shows. There's
I
plenty of
watch-
crazy out there.
David and I are
Seriously.
going through Blacklist right now, which the later episodes are pretty timely, but the earliest ones, there was like 10 seasons. So the early ones were, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. And I'm just like, every episode, I'm like, yep, I believe that. I believe the government would do that. Like, and maybe 10 years ago, I wouldn't have said that, but definitely now.
I believe the government could do many, many things that
Oh, yeah.
years ago I never thought that they would
Yeah.
do. But, the government's concerned with the government and they're concerned with their own salaries and their own stock.
That we
and their
pay.
own-
That we pay.
and their
We
own deals that they
for-
make,
yes. They work for
Um,
us, but they don't remember that. Yeah.
No, that's because we let them get away with not remembering it because we never called them out on it. There's a lot of corruption. People who say that they're, politicians are not corrupt on all sides are incredibly
Both
naive
sides.
because
Yeah.
how many of them are millionaires who didn't start out as millionaires when they went into public service?
Mhm.
And then you've got Mr. Stolen Valor Waltz, who, carried signs claiming he was in Afghanistan,
No, he wasn't.
claimed a rank that he didn't have because he never bothered to do the coursework for the rank.
His commander called him out and said, "No,
His
this never
pastor.
happened."
The
Right.
chaplain called him out too.
Yeah, but his
They said-
commander is, yeah.
They said he knew that they were deploying, and that's when he
Yep.
quit, and because he had to run for Congress.
Oh,
Like, I'm sorry, you signed a contract with the military.
Mhm.
You're finally
And you
going to have
trained
to
with these people, and with the understanding that you would go with them.
And I'm glad they're not letting it die down either. Because
Yeah, me too.
It's been brought up every time he's run for something, and then they just kind of let it go. But
Well, Minnesota's weak, so
now they've tied him to Swift Boat Kerry because I guess he worked for Kerry back in the day too.
no, really.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
He also
He's
has
not-
some
he's
really
not a-
wacky Chinese ties.
Very
he's been
scary
to China
Chinese
over
ties.
30 times, and he honeymooned in China, which is
His
kind
wedding-
of an odd choice.
He
But,
had
I
his
mean-
wedding on the anniversary of Tiananmen Square. Just saying.
It's got a thing.
And then went to China on his honeymoon.
Oh, shit,
Bless
sorry.
you. So yeah, that's scary too.
Yeah,
Um,
he's in China all the time.
He let all the cities in his state burn. He initiated
His wife
snitch
said
lines,
that she liked the smell. Which
smell
was
of the
weird.
burning tires from the riots. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. He instituted snitch lines for people to tell on their neighbors if they didn't wear masks. Like,
I lived in Minnesota in the late 80s, early 90s, and it was a wonderful place to be. Now, the weather is a little, Ann can testify to this, the weather's a little harsh, but other than that, it's great. It was great. I loved it. But
Yeah.
I don't even recognize it anymore.
no. To be fair, a lot of the media have not been covering up for him,
No.
a lot of them have been bringing out the things they've done, which is very surprising because they're not, behind them.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of them are covering up his, service record and
Mhm.
her failures and pretending that she
Wikipedia.
was actually, against immigration, which is quite hilarious. But a lot of them aren't, and you're not seeing all the bigwig political people out there campaigning for them or are doing the rounds on the interview shows.
Mhm.
You're not seeing any of that, which is kind of, I think either they've, figured it's a lost cause, might as well let the progressives lose and be done with them, or something's going to happen at the convention to get rid of them. And knock them off the ticket.
I'm hearing that
So.
he might be out. So I don't know. But who are they going to get? I heard that there were This is
I think
really
really
2024.
I know.
you're
I
sick-
saw somebody walk around with a mask
Oh, yeah.
today, and I'm just like,
Yep.
okay. If you're sick
There's
and you
some
want to wear
here.
a mask, that's fine.
If you
Or stay
yeah.
home. But don't,
Yeah.
Even Fauci, who admitted to Congress that masks don't work, that they made up using masks, knowing they didn't work, is now calling for masks again because he has COVID after 6 boosters.
Okay, the box that the masks come in says it does not.
I know.
I just can't. I can't anymore. Just don't. The box of the mask says that they do not guard against COVID-19. But don't read your mask. Don't read your mask box. Just do it.
Yeah. Well,
Why does anybody listen to Fauci anymore?
I just read an article that some news thing. I just find it very telling that there aren't a ton of Democrats going on all these shows defending them.
They can't. There's nothing to defend. I mean, all the ads I'm seeing are either pro-abortion or anti-Trump. There's no pro-Kamala. There's no, like, her policies are so great. What are her policies? We don't know.
I did see Joe talking about the KKK not wearing their hoods because Trump's in office, and wasn't he the one who was buddy with the KKK members in Congress? Didn't he speak at Robert Byrd's funeral?
Robert Byrd?
Like, yeah, I mean, his mentor.
Yes.
Like, he
we
shouldn't be
don't-
bringing up. Then again, he probably doesn't remember or know what he's saying, so
Rocky Road.
I like Kamala saying, the first day in office we're going to do this or that. Well, you're there
You're
now. Why don't we do
already
it now?
in office. What are you doing?
right.
Like, if
Do
it
it
was
now.
so easy to do, why wouldn't you have done it by now?
Do it now. Tell him you have a secret formula to how to fix everything. Then do it. Do it now.
Yeah, and all of her time in office, she couldn't figure that one out. Not at all. Never.
It's not that smart, and sorry, but she's not.
No, you remember she was the one who, when the journalist went undercover in Planned Parenthood and found out about the baby part scandal, she's the one who prosecuted the journalist.
Yeah.
And we'll do it again. Yeah.
Kept men in jail longer than their term to use them for free labor.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, and the funny thing was, she busted all these guys, these black men, for weed, okay, which is ridiculous. And then she came out and was talking about how she was smoking weed and listening to Tupac and all this.
Before his records came out.
Right. But the thing is, she's bragging about smoking weed, but you busted people and put them in prison for smoking. What?
Well, even right now, she's like, yeah, and I'm going to do no taxes on tips too. Yeah,
Yeah, that's what she said
Where'd you
here.
get that idea from?
That's what she said here at the empty
Mhm.
arena that she was at. Where'd she get that from? Oh, I
Yeah,
don't
but
know.
she was the break time vote about that.
Yes, she was the one who
Yeah.
did the vote for the IRS
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
charge tax on tips.
But then Trump
let's-
says something. She's like, "Oh yeah, I want to do that too."
Well, it's like Biden was the one who signed the so-called assault weapons ban. Nobody can tell me what an actual assault weapon is because that's not an actual term.
All weapons are assault weapons, but whatever.
Exactly. Yet all these
then
people who
they're
want,
going after the insulin thing, which
that Biden
Trump did,
raised after
and he
Trump
reversed
lowered.
it, and then he went.
Yeah, there's so much of Kamala's campaign that is just pure double speak.
Mhm.
That is just like, it's like they repeat what Trump is doing, even to it's like, oh, look at our crowds. There's so many crowds. And then they do have some dubious crowd photos, let me tell you. But
With the
their
airplane
thing is to flip it and say, no, you. No, you're lying about it. It was really me. No, you. And then they're depending on that being such a obvious switch, and Trump is such an obvious villain then of course you will think that she's correct and he's wrong.
Except they're not counting on the fact that AI is such a big deal that everybody and his brother can put a photo in AI and determine if it's real or
You
not.
got people
And
with
people are
three
doing that.
arms
And people are doing that. And
Yeah.
that's the thing. That's what
And
cracks me up. Is then
even basic common sense. It's like, okay, nobody is showing up to these Democrat rallies to the point they don't even know what real rallies look like. You do not have people on the tarmac when someone's coming off a plane. It's a security risk.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
you don't have pictures of Trump doing that because it doesn't happen.
Right.
yeah, because Hillary got shot at. Remember when she landed in Serbia or whatever, and they
Oh
were
yeah, she
shooting
took
her on the tarmac
sniffer
while she stood there
real?
getting bouquets from children
Okay.
that never happened.
Yeah,
Um,
I know. Poor
Well,
Hillary.
it's like I guess Trump went on that kick stream with that kick streamer who's friends with his son, and got 100 million views.
Nice.
Yes.
And so of course now Kamala has been harassing
Yes.
other streamers trying to get them to let her
Oh, you're gonna
stream
put
do
me
a
on
stream
you-
with them,
Like,
and they're saying no, they're not interested. That's not what they do.
how
The one guy
awful
says,
would that be? Ugh.
I know. The one guy keeps saying he keeps getting calls from the Secret Service trying to schedule it, and he's not
Can
interested.
you imagine, like, if they demanded that we had Kamala on here, like,
Terrible for ratings.
I would not be able
Just
to
how
deal with anything.
Yeah, I just,
like part of having Kamala on your show means that you would have to listen to her for consecutive time.
No,
And that is the worst way to garner support.
no.
yeah, you'd have to.
I mean, it'd be good for a laugh, maybe, but I don't. That's like watching really bad comedy shows or really bad movies. Like, no, I'll skip.
Yeah, I mean, the word salad is just like,
Oh,
really? I mean, really? Like, how come people who support her, the faith that they can go with a straight face and talk about how
not though.
you know
They're
great,
not.
what a great speaker she is? Like, how can you do that without cracking up? Do you
Because they're
secretly
getting
drink,
paid to do it.
or
They're
are
getting
you a
paid to
high?
say it.
You see, AI means artificial intelligence.
Or
And
not.
other great things.
not. Yeah.
Remember when she was at NASA and they had to get child actors so she could pretend to relate to children?
I know.
Couldn't
Well,
even
you
get
know.
like random middle schoolers to just stand there and answer questions. No. Paid actors.
That's because the middle schoolers were asking questions that she couldn't answer.
Right? You had to be absolutely sure that they didn't go off script.
Are you smarter than a fifth grader? No, she's not.
That's debatable. I don't know. I think the veterans are not going to let this waltz thing go.
No. They've been doing this.
And
I saw a thing where they've been after him since 2006. So
Yeah, when
this
he
is
first
not a
ran.
new thing. They've been upset about his stolen valor for many, many years.
yes.
And people, I see people going, what's the big deal? Oh, he misspoke. Okay, first of all, he lied.
No, he did not
But-
misspoke. He lied.
But okay, so even if he did, okay, this tells you about his character. This is not about
He not only, it's like, okay, he lied about his military record, which is a piece of crap thing for him to do. Okay.
Also,
But he
quit.
lied about being head coach in a high school.
Right.
Instead of being assistant coach. Who bothers to lie about that? It's the
he lied. He got a
perpetual
DUI.
behavior.
He got a DUI. He was doing 95 and a 35 or something, and he claimed he was deaf. Like this guy lies just to lie. Oh, you don't think he's going to lie about anything he's going to do for the country if you get him in there? Like, this is about people's character.
Yeah, I mean,
That's not even mentioning the tampons in the men's room, which I think it was Natalie Winters who said that is also a type of stolen valor.
okay. Yeah, here's the thing.
But-
You can
Not
you can
valor
judge
I
people-
want, but yeah, I get it.
People always go after Trump and say, "Did you hear what he said? Did you hear what he said?" Yeah, he talks shit, but you judge him by his actions, the economy, the low, the low joblessness, all these things he's done.
Yeah, but Yeah,
but
and
you
Trump.
can't- and if you choose that to the others, they haven't done anything. You know.
That is true. And you also have it's like, oh, well, Trump lies. Trump said this. Trump said that. Trump lies are like, this is the best hotel in
He's
the
the
world.
king of hyperbole.
And- exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
But he
like,
doesn't
well,
lie
you
about
know,
whether
I'm not
he was
sure.
in combat. Right.
Yeah, it's like, well, this is a pretty great hotel. I mean, it's very
Right. It's the
expensive.
great's
very
hotel.
fancy,
It's
but
the
I don't know if
greatest
it's
ever.
quote
This is
the
greatest
best.
hotel. It's
It's the
huge.
greatest
This
hotel
hotel.
ever.
The thing is, I think in his first term, he went at it like a businessman, and he thought he could come in and clean house and run it like a business, and he didn't realize how hard it was to get rid of people,
Mhm.
and how hard it was to get rid of,
I think
all
he
the
needs
all the
to.
corruption and things. I think
Yes.
he's well more aware
Oh yeah.
now of how things work.
Yes.
Um,
I believe
Because
that.
he wasn't from the political world, so
No.
I don't think he realized how entrenched a lot of this corruption and a lot of this stuff is, and that you can't just fire somebody who works for the government. You have to go
Right.
through,
Yeah, I think he thought that he'd make friends by winning. And it's like people
Yep.
hate him bitterly. And there's a lot of like weird Trump derangement, even on the Republican side. Just people
I know.
envious and bitter. And it's like, well, I don't
Chris
know. Trump
Christie.
is implementing all the policies you said you'd ever want, but it's not them.
But because
And
it's
they're-
him, it's
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
Chris
They don't
Christie's
get the
one.
credit. They don't get the people don't love them and they hate it.
Well, see, and that's the thing. That's why I think where Ron DeSantis has just made his peace with it. Trump went after him, called him a bunch of crap, but he's realized, you know what? I'm not going to focus on that.
That
I'm just gonna
happens
focus
every
on the
year,
things
though.
we have in common. No, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's he backed away from all the negativity and whatnot, and just said, you know what? I like what he's doing, so I'm going to implement those kind of things here too. And I'm
He
not going
did
to
that
care
with
who
Ted
gets the credit
Cruz.
for
He
it.
did that with all of
Yeah,
them.
it's like they're like, I don't care who gets the credit for it. Like Kamala called Biden racist. Kamala said she believes the women accusers against Biden. So does she not believe them now? Like they never explained that once she agreed to be his vice president.
They don't need
So-
to.
So she was okay working for a racist then.
She's Hillary 2.0.
No, Hillary's actually smarter.
She's smarter, but
And much
Hillary-
more personally
the way
vindictive.
the way the
Hillary-
media deals with them,
Hillary's
because I'm
evil.
seeing
She's
them
not
carry
dumb.
water for her, and she's doing the whole, her accent changes
Oh, I
depending
know.
on who
She-
she's
I mean,
talking to,
She's
and the
definitely trying
polls
to-
are exactly the same way.
She's still
Yeah.
trying to copy Hillary. It's just the difference is Hillary wasn't dumb. She just did evil things. Kamala's just dumb.
There's nothing like, voting for that schoolgirl from Montreal to really clean up America.
Yeah, the one whose family celebrated Kwanzaa before it was a thing. Her
Yeah.
Indian family, Indian.
Her Indian
family.
Jamaican family.
Yeah,
The ones that
celebrated
had
Kwanzaa
slaves? Which
Yeah,
ones?
yeah, the ones who owned the slaves. Before Kwanzaa was even a thing, they were celebrating every
Also,
year.
okay, this is something that Mark Stein has pointed out a couple times. But it's like, why is it that in our highest seat of power, the only Black candidates we have are from the Commonwealth? That's kind of weird. Because you have Obama, who is Kenyan, and you have
That's
Kamala, who is Indian Jamaican.
Well,
That's
we
like-
have
True.
some really qualified Black people, actual Black people,
They
but
just get
nobody
destroyed.
likes them because they're all Uncle Toms. So,
Well,
because there's plenty of Black people that I would support, but
okay.
they're vilified.
Well, and here's the thing: there's so many like Black celebrities and actors and whatnot talking about going into politics. I'm not saying you have to be a politician,
No.
but you have to have some kind of experience to run something on the scale of running a country. Like,
Mm-hmm.
say, oh, any actor. I mean, yeah, Ronald Reagan, but he did have experience before he became president. He
He was
ran
a
the
governor,
Screen Actors
yeah.
Guild, and then he ran as governor. So he had some governing experience.
Yes.
He didn't just walk off the Hollywood lot and win as president.
Mhm.
But it just like cracks me up. All these people. Oh, George Clooney wants to be president. And what the hell experience does George Clooney have to be president? Like,
Like, have you,
sorry.
it's the same thing. It's like, have you ever heard George Clooney talk about his political opinions? It's
Yeah.
not good.
No,
It's a lot
he's
of
got
high sounding waffle.
well, and
It's
his
like,
wife
oh
who's,
yeah, that's
you know,
perfect.
his wife who's making
I
every bit
want
of
to
work
hear,
from
listen, this is why I'm not, I'm not a sycophant for anybody, but this is why I want to hear what JD Vance has to say before I listen to George Clooney, because that man grew up poor. Okay. He was poor. He was, beans
He
on
was-
bread, poor. Okay. And he rose above his standing and he made something of himself. That's the kind of people, that's the American dream.
Well, George
It's
Clooney was
not
an Nepo
some
baby.
actor in Hollywood gets paid to play a role. You get paid millions of dollars to pretend to be something.
He
That's
was an Nepo
not-
baby. His
Yeah.
aunt was Rosemary Clooney, and his dad was
Exactly.
an actor.
Yes.
So he had an
Or
in
any
from
of the
beginning.
Hollywood people. They have so much to say, but you slept your way to the top. Sorry, but some of them did. Or you did whatever. Okay, you're paying to play something you're not. You're paid millions of dollars. You have no touch with regular people. I mean, JD Vance, yeah, he's doing very well for himself right now, but I'm sure he can remember what it's like to be one of us.
Well, yeah. Every time he goes to visit his family,
Yeah.
he's back home with I love
Go to
the
the
ones
grocery
who.
store,
I love the ones who are saying he only wanted little white children, and someone had to point out his wife.
His
Yeah,
wife
sorry.
is white. Ugh, so dumb. They're so dumb.
Yeah, but I really appreciate JD Vance. I think he's doing excellently on the campaign trail. And it's like, sure, for a vice president, like governors are more popular than senators generally. But I think he's handling himself very well. He's taking it to people. He is like proper Trump in what he says.
He
Policy
has
wise.
poise. Yes.
He just says
You
it
know.
nicer.
He doesn't get rattled. Yeah.
No.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
No.
He walks into a room and he's like, these people hate us. And you know what? Roll with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that might have something to do with where he came from.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
There are some actresses who
Yeah, for sure.
voluntarily, slept their way to the top.
For
And
sure.
There were some, of course, who were, against their will, but
Yeah.
But
yeah, I think part of his upbringing is why he is the way he is. Because at some point, when you're poor or you come from a bad family or whatever, you have to insulate yourself from what people say about you.
Mm-hmm.
Because people are going to talk about poor people. They're going to talk about, whatever community you're in. They're going to say, oh, well, your mom is an alcoholic, whatever. Or you don't have the right shoes. You don't have this. You don't have that. And that builds character. If you're born with the silver spoon in your mouth, you never learn those lessons.
Yeah, I think he's very much had the background that's like, no, I'm not going to fit in, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Just
I don't want to fit in at this point. Yeah.
Plus he was a Marine, so he has that brotherhood that he got,
Yeah.
I like how he's been calling out Waltz. He's like, calls out, his actual service. He says, he's not just calling him a liar. He's pointing out the facts of why what he's done is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I kind of wish people would call people out for being liars. Okay.
Well,
None of this misspoke crap. None of this. No, if you're lying, you're lying. Okay. You didn't misspeak. You lied. And that's
what, yeah.
Yeah.
More than like 5 or 10 times on video.
Right.
And they've got a picture of him carrying a sign saying he was in Operation Enduring Freedom, and he wasn't. He talked about his time. Oh, Kamala, I think, in a speech, or maybe it was Nancy Pelosi at some speech, thanked him for his battlefield service, and he didn't correct her. And he knew darn well it was wrong, but he just let it go.
In battle. No.
A real man would have, a real serviceman or woman would have
said, "Oh, wait, I didn't, but I support the ones who did," or whatever.
I would never take credit for someone else's service.
Right. Nope.
But, so I don't know. It's crazy.
I'm sorry. That's just, that's a character thing.
I just think with this whole DEI push and everything, the only one Kamala could find was a white guy, an old white guy. Like, she couldn't find
Well,
any.
that's the thing though, because even the Democrats were memeing on that. Like before before anyone was chosen, it was like I'm trying to remember where all the jokes were. They were fantastic, but just memes going, it's like Kamala Harris looking for a VP pick, and it was like paint samples saying reliable white, soft white. You know?
Yeah, I mean, it
It's
just
very
cracks me
telling.
up
Yeah.
because to me, I think it's because a lot of other people don't want to be associated with this train wreck.
I heard
So
there
they're
was
not.
22 people that turned her down. Now that might be wrong. That's just what I heard,
That doesn't surprise me at all, quite frankly.
but it could be true.
Well,
Nobody wants to jump on a sinking ship, you know.
yeah, well, who wants that around their neck? Like,
Yeah, I think that, and it cracks me up because they say, oh, and the polls are saying, oh, Kamala's ahead. She's going to win. I'm like,
Really?
yeah, when you're only polling Democrats, that's what they're going to say.
Well,
sure.
Hillary was supposed to win in a landslide, so, you know,
Yes, but
polls don't matter. People don't
But-
tell the truth on polls.
Hillary's allowed to say that that election was stolen from her, but, we're not allowed to say anything else.
Okay. All right. Well,
yeah.
people don't tell the truth on polls. First of all, I've never been polled. Okay, so I
have.
don't know where they're asking all these people. I've never been polled.
I don't answer when they call because nobody's
but-
entitled to my.
I don't think people tell the
Info.
truth because I think that I personally think that a lot of people who would vote for Trump won't say so because they will
absolutely.
be ridiculed.
Yeah, I think there's a lot more people out there who aren't going to talk about it, but they're
Right.
definitely, voting with their pocketbooks.
Yeah, we're not out
And-
there screeching, we're not out there in your face. So I don't know.
I don't know. We'll
We'll
see
see,
what
I
happens. It's only a
guess.
couple more months. It's coming
They
up
cheat,
fast.
they'll cheat. I mean, Pennsylvania's already come out and said, well, we're not going to get the results on election night. Well, why not? We did before. We've done for decades. Why not now?
Yeah, it's like you would have plenty of time to pre-plan this. So what are you pre-planning?
Exactly.
And that's after, Mr. Shapiro of Pennsylvania was.
Yeah, who?
Yep.
Yeah, but we knew he was never going to be her pick because, quite frankly, she's too far left to pick a actual moderate. I mean,
But Trump's a threat to democracy, so better watch out.
yeah, I mean, look at it. You didn't see Newsom pushing to be the candidate. I think they're waiting. They know that it's a loss. Because what are they going to do? Campaign against Biden's policies? That was the Democratic line. And they can't go out there and say how much better everybody is than they were, 4 years ago, because that's a laughing stock. I think they're going to regroup, and in 4 years, they're going to try to win back the Senate and the Congress, and then they can campaign against Trump, and he can only run this last time, and they think
Right.
they'll probably be able to beat Vance.
Oh.
I think that's why you're not seeing a lot of bigwigs out there, other than the stupid comedians for Kamala and white women for Kamala, and
Or what it was like, yeah, the white men for Kamala thing, but it was Joseph Gordon-Levitt where in some
jeez. Yeah.
No, but people were like, it's okay, man. If I had to be trotted out for Kamala Harris, I'd get high before stream too.
yeah. Then the Republicans for Kamala, that turns out that was a fake thing.
Oh yeah, there
Bunch
was,
of rhinos.
I think it was a David French article that was like, in order to save the Republican Party, I have to vote for Kamala Harris. Yes, because again, you hate winning. Is that what you hate? You hate your things actually
And how
happening.
is that going to help all the down ballot candidates?
Oh yeah, and
So even if you
because
don't like
Trump
Trump-
is so crazy, he's so out of bounds. This guy.
They can't stand that he's not one of them. Like,
Mhm.
he's never going to be. yes, his family was rich, but he was never rich, like elite political rich, and
Mhm.
they're never going to accept him because of that. You know.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I think it's pretty funny. We'll see what happens, but at least we're not rioting right now like England. But you know, summer's not over, so anything can happen.
Oh, coming the fall, they had their elections on the 4th of July. We have ours on bonfire night. So,
Yes, the night that they celebrate trying to attempt to kill Parliament, isn't it? Or is that's Guy Fawkes on Bonfire,
Guy
right?
Fawkes, yeah.
Yeah. He was going to blow up Parliament. So.
I was trying to see if David was watching X to see if. Oh, it's coming on soon. 9 minutes. Trump is going to be on X with Elon Musk.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, the European Union already said that he had been a naughty boy for having Trump on.
Oh, boo.
Well,
Yes, and that they will have to take action.
Really? What are you going to do? Good luck.
What are they going to do? Show up in Texas and try to extradite
right?
him? Come on.
Texas?
Oh,
That'll go over so well.
All this extradition talk. Like, I saw that and I just laughed. I'm like, you do understand why we left you guys, right?
I
do understand that.
I do like people who kept posting the Declaration of Independence and saying this is a letter of violence.
Dear England, bye.
The most
love us. Yeah.
The most famous breakup letter of all.
Jeez. So dumb. It's but it's sad. I am legitimately sad for the people in England.
Oh, I am.
Because they are at the mercy of nobody. I mean, there's nobody to help them.
Nope.
Nobody.
They should have had a constitution.
The cops aren't going to help them. They can't help themselves. What are you supposed to do?
Well, they could help themselves.
Yeah, but then they get thrown in prison, and meanwhile, the perpetrators that are raping and killing their kids or whoever are running around.
Yes, but also like the thing is, it's the Charlie Hebdo thing all over again.
Yes.
Okay. If every single newspaper had published the Charlie Hebdo cartoons right after that had happened and didn't do the whole blurred thing, they couldn't have got all of them.
Yeah.
They could not. Sure. They could not handle it. Okay. Right. So it's like, so what you do is, which is a bummer because, people are cowards and they won't do it. Also, I mean, yes, you have your very real consequences for this happening. But also, the police will, for these free speech issues, conservatives seem to look at laws as if it's like, no, they're static and it will never change. It's like Democrats don't look at laws that way. They don't look at laws that way at all. No. If they want it to change, they ram their head up against it until it changes. So it's like, well, we have these free speech issues. So let's go on freely speaking because that's the way you change it. And yeah, they're going to target people. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. It's like, but that is how it actually changes. The British police are incredibly weak and ready to crumble. Okay, Knife crime, burglary. They don't even bother with burglary anymore.
No, but they will arrest somebody for praying on the street outside of an abortion clinic.
Right.
Or you can commit a crime and you're let go. But you stand there not doing anything and you're off.
Not even visually praying, just standing there being quiet.
Standing there and you get taken away.
That's why we're lucky our founders really, cared about things.
They were so smart. They knew human nature. It's crazy to me how they knew how people are.
Well, and the problem with Britain, too, is their police force is unarmed. So they can't defend themselves. So they don't they can't go in there with the mindset that they can protect themselves.
Oh
Because
yeah,
they can't.
and also when people are like, "Oh, police brutality," "Oh, America," "Oh, this," British police, when they do take someone down, have zero compunction, 0
Mhm.
whatsoever, of just wailing on you.
Oh yeah.
Just, but I'm
Unless
just,
you're, yeah.
Well, we
I
saw it
just,
during COVID.
Ugh.
All these
when they were
nicey
allowed
nice
out,
Commonwealth
where they were
people.
allowed out an hour a day or something like that, you know, that limited time period they were allowed out.
I wasn't allowed to buy seeds, so I don't even know what freedom is.
Your governor's pure evil. I'm sorry. But she was allowed to get her boat out,
Oh, well, her husband made. Oh, well, she was allowed to go to the inauguration. She was allowed to go to Florida because
She was allowed to go to that.
husband, her father was sick. She was allowed to go to this party and that part. But you, sir, if you better sit home.
Wasn't she allowed to go to some sport event and get carried out drunk? Wasn't that her?
Oh, no. That was the attorney general.
Oh, okay.
Nestle.
I knew it was. I knew it was one of those
was
evil
drunk
women.
at the Michigan game and had to be carted off. And she's just as bad as Gretch.
I just think it's hilarious because Gretch is just as liberal as Kamala, and she didn't get picked for Kamala.
Oh, she's probably. Well, I think they're
Well,
grooming her
Kamala had the incumbency
Mhm.
to begin
They're
with.
grooming Gretch for 2018.
Your 2028.
Mark my words. I would play bets on it. 2018, 2028, whatever.
Problem is, they don't
With an
pick
8.
women. They don't pick women who are likable. These women
She's
have no
not
likable
likable.
traits
Let me
whatsoever.
tell you what, she is not likable. She's evil.
Well, they seem to think that just because she's a woman, isn't that likable enough? Don't you just love
No.
women folk?
I hope, you know what? I hope if they pick her, that she wears that leather jacket all the time because she looks like a villain from either the Hunger Games or one of the Batman movies or some. I mean, she looks like a
I
villain.
know, yeah, the one where she clearly thinks she looks good, and you're like, oh, honey.
She's got her leather jacket on, her hot pink lipstick, and then she's got her Fauci candle behind her and her Fauci pillow, and she's sitting there. She's sitting there reading her own autobiography, like.
The Fauci candles and pillows are just darn creepy. I'm sorry.
Oh, she has a Fauci pillow. Okay, she is hardcore on the train to, Nazi land. She's awful. She's awful.
That's just so bizarre.
Then she tries to cry about, well, people came after me because I'm a woman.
You mean the
and she went on The View, and there was a guy, it was a black guy, I don't know his name, but he was on there too, and he just tore her up. He's like, no, it wasn't because you're a woman. It was because your COVID rules, the Supreme Court of Michigan had to step in and stop you.
Well, I thought it was the fake FBI setup that made people come after her.
Oh, yeah, because, somebody I'm like, nobody wants to kidnap her, okay? I live here. Nobody wants her.
Yeah.
Her husband was probably trying to get the boat out so he could get away from her. I mean, she's not a good person.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm just surprised Kamala didn't pick her so they could have the women's ticket.
Can you imagine the two women with the most grating voices you've ever heard talking together?
No. That's not like, please don't talk her up. Please don't. Because I would have to move to, I don't know, somewhere. I would have to move. I can't.
I did see 3 Columbia deans resigned because they were promoting anti-Semitism during the sit-ins and whatnot. And a bunch of Jewish students have sued because they didn't feel safe on campus. And so these professors had to resign.
Mm.
Like,
Mhm.
I'm sorry, you can have your views, but you need to protect your students.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if a student doesn't feel safe on campus, that's a problem, regardless of who the student is and what their views are. You know, they should feel safe going to school,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
especially paying, you know, whatever 80 grand or whatever it is to go to Columbia.
Oh, I don't even know what it is there.
You know, I was lucky my son's school did not have a lot of riots and, you know, mess. I think that's mainly because we had that shooting earlier in the year.
Hi. Hi.
It's
Hello.
kind of
Hi, people. Hello. Hi, people. I can't see. I'm looking at chat now.
okay. Like, what is she doing?
Oh, the chat people are here. Yay. I can't see you, but hi. Ugh, just doing my thing. So I talked about it last week. I went to the yard sale trail.
Oh, I was
Oh,
going to
yeah.
ask you about that.
Oh my God. My God. First place we went. So we didn't go the whole way. It's all the way, most of the thumb. We went like halfway up this side, our side of the thumb. First place I went, I got this, what is it called? Krups toaster oven, but it's a convection oven, deluxe, whatever.
Oh, nice.
We looked online. It's like 119. The lowest price is 119. I got it for $2.
Nice.
I'm like, I am not going to be able to top this today. I guarantee you, I will not be able to do better than this. And I did not. And
Yeah.
I made dinner in it tonight, and it was amazing.
Nice.
It was like brand new because when I turned it on, it had that plastic brand new smell. So I don't even think these people used it.
That's a deal.
So that was good. There was no yarn to be had, which was sad. I was hoping to have yarn for, even if I got yarn to make stuff for Amy's babies, let them live. I was looking for yarn for that, but I got stuff for the house and just general stuff. It was good.
I'm glad you got out and enjoyed it, though.
Well, it was fun. Yeah, it's fun. Let me go look at your stuff that you don't want.
When you get one of those bad spots.
What am I looking at?
yarn.
Hi. It's just like,
Hey, chat.
hi.
I noticed that sorry that I don't know her first name, but Yarning for
What's her name?
Smile, I think is.
Yeah.
Tell us your
She
name.
said she has said that she went live and then jumped on here.
Oh,
Nice.
no.
Oh,
I'm
Wow.
so far behind on her. We saw her last week, and then I look and I'm already subscribed to her, but I'm behind because there's just not enough hours in the day to watch everybody.
I know I need
I
to go
try
back
to-
and finish watching Amy and Denise because I can only watch part of it. When,
I know. Oh, Kim, she says her name is. I'm so sorry. I did subscribe to your channel, but I haven't
Kim.
got to watch it yet.
Hi, Kim. I've been subscribed for a while. I'm behind.
We're all behind. We're all sad.
I'm behind on everything.
Yeah. It's too many podcasts. There's so many
Too
that are
many.
interesting, and then there's the tutorials you need to watch because you need to
Mhm.
learn how to do something, and then you find other tutorials on other things that you weren't looking for, but like, oh, this is really cool.
Right.
And then you,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm behind on my own podcasts. I mean, our
don't
I
I
said-
okay.
yeah. Well, I said before that so we had last weekend's episode taken down, which
Get
you
to
know was
see it.
but because of that, YouTube said we couldn't live stream for a week, so we're like, yeah, we'll live stream tonight. And YouTube said no, and then Rumble was being difficult.
Oh no!
Well, I guess we'll do it when we do it. And I mean, Knitting Wars is tomorrow.
Yay!
Hopefully that won't be a problem.
I love Knitting Wars. It's fun.
Should be.
What did you ever get an actual reason why they took you down, or just gobbledygook?
No, we got an actual reason for saying that current vaccines on the market were unsafe was the reason given. Though the vaccines that in question had actually been taken off the market. So
wait a minute. So, okay. Whatever. We're not monetized, so it doesn't matter. So if there's previous vaccines that are unsafe, what would make us believe that current vaccines are safe unless things have changed with their protocols on how they do them, release them?
Don't question the narrative. Don't you know? They don't want you to actually know. They just want you just to go along with it and pretend. Like, don't question the science. But that's exactly what you're supposed
don't
to do.
question Fauci because he is the
Well,
science. God,
Well, I love that there's a Calvin and Hobbes where he's don't question the science.
Yeah.
And he's like, science, that's what you're supposed to do is question the science.
right, exactly. I will not be happy until that man is hanging from a tree. I'm sorry, but
In Minecraft.
yeah, okay. Allegedly in Minecraft, metaphorically, whatever. Okay. Sorry.
I just don't get all the people who worship the man. It's quite frankly.
They got candles with candles and pillows with his face on them. Like, are you serious? Do y'all not know what happened with the AIDS epidemic? Let me remind you what he did.
What happened with the beagles?
Oh,
okay.
the Beagles.
Beagles. Yes, the Beagles.
I don't even want to think of the Beagles.
I try not to.
Horrific. The AIDS was horrific as well. I'm not diminishing that. That was horrific. But also the Beagles.
Mm-hmm.
No. When's Jesus coming? Let me know. Or don't. It's fine.
You didn't want to be around.
I'll find out.
They're this way either.
I'm okay. I'm okay. Because if things go horribly wrong on November, it's not going to be good for any of us. And I don't want people regretting what they've done. Like they already should be. But okay, if you didn't, that's fine. But there's no more room for regret anymore. Does that make sense? Like,
yeah, no, I totally.
No, we don't have any leeway anymore because I can barely afford groceries now. If we have more years of this, I don't know what we're going to do.
I know.
And that goes for, it goes for electricity. It goes for everything. I mean, you've pushed us almost to the end. So if you're going to push us further, I don't know where we're going to go.
I think that's intentional because if they can they can control the very basic needs for life.
But meanwhile, they're living in mansions and eating $12 ice cream.
Well,
and,
Oh, I know. It's just, they learn from.
But we're going to be cool, people, right? We don't want a civil war because that's what they want.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's just pretty sad when somebody's even more to the left of Bernie Sanders.
I know Bernie's pretty bad.
Then again, but Bernie's a capitalist at heart because he took the money.
Well, he's got 3 houses.
Exactly.
Well, I think
know where they
capitalism is exchanging money for goods.
Mm-hmm.
He exchanged money for doing what people said to,
It's just hilarious.
I'm not winning this election, even though that would be, quote, democratic. Well,
I know, Rebecca, it's true. There are Trump candles, too. I think that's bizarre as well. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but
I shouldn't worship people.
I haven't seen Trump candles. And Gretchen Whitmer certainly doesn't have a Trump candle. None of the people that I follow, on our side have Trump candles. I think that's kind of a fringe thing. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm sure there are. I'm sure there are. There's
I
crazy
just
people.
remember, back in the day, which is dating myself, where, Senate, Congress, they would meet, they would argue, they disagree.
There
And
is
then they go out
no.
to and then they would go out to the steakhouse after together because they left it on the floor. It wasn't I can't associate with this person; they're evil because they disagree with me.
There are no more debates on the Senate floor. I haven't seen one for I don't know how long.
But you know what I mean? That's how it used to be. They would disagree,
Right.
but they could still, associate. Now you're not supposed to associate with someone who doesn't have.
Yeah, they used to argue. I mean, it wasn't quite like Parliament, which is wildly entertaining to watch. But
Parliament is very funny.
anybody
Neil
gets
says,
to yell
Neil
at each
says
other.
they don't have any fighting rules, but I'm wondering if there's secret
Right.
fighting rules.
But they don't even. No,
Gentlemen's
I don't
rules.
think. I don't.
But it used to be they could disagree on how. Okay, I believe there's a lot of people on both sides who love our country. They just disagree on the best way to move
Yes.
forward for our country. So to me, they're not an enemy. They're not somebody I don't want to associate with. We just disagree on what's best way to do it. I just,
Mhm.
oh, somebody from Hawaii. I don't know anyone from Hawaii right now, so I'm just not going to answer that. It used to be you could have friends and family who had different political bents, but it was okay because
Right.
that wasn't the main thing that you based your life on, and how you treated people was not based on differences in political beliefs. I don't know how we got to that point because it used to be you could be married to it's awful.
Forgive me, but there have always been commie bastards, though.
There always have been commie bastards, but for the most part, people could disagree politically and still get along, and still associate. It wasn't this you're evil because you disagree with me and I can't associate with you. And not only that, you're not allowed to believe what you want to believe, and let's cancel every right you have to say it because I disagree with it the way it is now. It wasn't like that before,
No, I don't. I think it's always been closer than we thought. But I agree. I don't think, I mean, right now, they have the ability to threaten their colleagues with, if you don't go along with what we're saying, we're going to put stuff on your computer that you don't want somebody to see on your computer. And I've heard from a number of people in Congress that that's the threat. If you don't vote the way we do, then we're going to make your life really bad through your computer.
And if those people stay anyway and give in to them, I have no respect for them. Because if that's a choice you're giving and you just go along with it, then you don't have the character.
No, I agree. I'm just saying this is what
Sounds an awful lot like negotiating with terrorists.
We don't do that, right? David and I are watching The Blacklist, and somebody on there said, well, the United States doesn't negotiate with terrorists. And I just started laughing because I'm like, I'm from the 2024 perspective, and I don't know when this is probably 2022. I don't know when this episode was, but it's like, no, we've already established that we do that.
Yep. Ask, what's his name? Bo Bergdahl, who we got back for a bunch of terrorists, a man who walked off base, deserted.
Oh, yeah. And then didn't he become a trans or something?
Yeah. Yes, I heard. So, yeah, we totally, negotiate with terrorists.
It's kind of devolved from knitting, but whatever.
Yeah. I'll be right back.
So, any upcoming projects you're interested in? Knitting things or crochet?
I'm waiting for the next politically incorrect knitters. Knit along, crochet along, whatever.
Well, the Olympics one has just tightened up.
I kind of epic failed at that. Well, no, I didn't. I actually finished something. I don't remember to turn it in. What happens? I don't remember to turn it in. I have something I want to do for Jackie Crochet ADHD, her Love in the 80s. Is that what it's called? Love 80s? Yeah.
Don't know how I've
Yes,
seen that one.
knit along. You have to do something that reminds you of the 80s.
Yeah, I have a skein of yarn for that, but I don't know what I want to do.
Yeah, I have
Probably socks. or
spinning
something.
to do. I'm doing stuff that doesn't require any prep. So
Well, you've got a bunch of fiber, don't you?
I do, but I have to. No, I have the fiber for that. I think I showed it on here. It's
Yeah, that's what I
very
mean.
Lisa Frank looking. But I have to clean my wheel and clean off some bobbins. So
You
I'll
should
get-
use one of your little electric wheels.
that's what but I got to clean it. I got to oil it, not oil it so much, but I have to clean it and I have to clean off some bobbins. That's what I need to do. And that's a pain in the ass because I don't like plying. Plying is boring.
Yeah, I was one of Annie's recent videos, or within the past week or something, I'm not sure. That she said one of the gals that she was talking with at her group was saying, like, oh yeah, you can just, wind your singles with a ball winder and then ply that way. I'm like, yeah, that is the only way that I ply because I don't have any more bobbins. I just
Right.
So I'm like, okay, 2-ply it is. I mean, I guess I could do the Navajo ply. I've never tried that before.
I haven't either. I usually do 2-ply. And I have plenty of I have a system I have a little plastic thing from the Dollar Tree with knitting needles to put but just plying is just, it's not like spinning. It's not zen like spinning. It's like, let me get through this. It's boring.
Well, I have a braid of roving, however you'd say that, that is a gradient. So I'm like, oh, so I should probably do the Navajo ply for that one. Because I have spun yarn before where, because I'm plying it and I wanted it to be consistently 2 colors, that I had to kind of monkey around with it to make sure that it happened. And I'm like, okay, no, I think I'll just do the large color blocks and do something. I don't know what.
I know that there's ways that you split the fiber from the braid, and then I think you split it in 3. Is it 3? And you spin 1 from one and then 2 from the, I don't know. And then you Navajo chain ply, whatever. There's ways to do it. And I'm just like, I'll just do it however.
That sounds like a lot of thinking.
I've watched a lot of spinning videos, but I don't.
Whatever happens. Yeah.
Yeah. And as far as spinning goes, I mean, I've said this before, but it's like spinning is way more technical than
it is.
I'm like, I have spun yarn. Please, oh please, oh please, don't ask me how I spin yarn.
No,
if it's woolen or whatever, and do I use?
Do I do this strap or that? I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That I have some spinning magazines, and they're lovely, and they're very knowledgeable, and I appreciate how knowledgeable they are, but they're too knowledgeable for me.
It is a different language. I mean, it's a whole other skill set. Once you get it, you get it. But then you build off of that, because you can do the basics, and that's pretty much what I do. And then the technical stuff, I'm like, I don't know. I just spin and hope for the best, really. And if I can make like your cow that's coming up, I'm going to do that in homespun.
Oh yeah. And it's a pretty straightforward deal.
Yeah.
So.
We like those.
I like them too. Okay, for as much as I'm, off. Okay, I guess everybody looks at the intarsia I do and they're like, yeah, I'm not doing that. That's too complicated. But I am really a very simple knitter. like yeah, sure, lace, cable, color work, whatever, but a lot of what I do is like, yeah, this is just a 2x2 beanie, and there's some targe on the side, yes, but it's just a 2x2 beanie. It's
Mhm.
not complicated, it's not crazy. And that's what I really like about this cowl pattern. That's like, no, it's a very simple stitch
Mhm.
pattern, and it comes together and it does its thing.
Well, I'm looking
And I
forward
feel
to
like
it
I
'cause
could
like
make a
those
lot of them
best.
without
Yeah.
thinking very hard, which
and it's good to have patterns like that though.
mhm.
Yeah.
That you can just sit down and pull up and do, you know.
Yeah.
And that's one of those things that why knitting is such a benefit, because you do have those patterns where you can just not think, but you make something that you're really happy with
Right.
Yeah.
without having to put a lot of mental effort into it.
Mm-hmm.
My next big project, I kind of went backwards with it. So I was like, okay, I want a sweater that is part alpaca, part wool.
Okay.
Okay. So what am I going to do? Okay. Do I want to knit that? I could. Do I want to crochet it? Oh, maybe, because that'll go quicker. Okay. Do I want like the same shawl, the sweater I did last year? It's just half double or double. It's half double, I think. It's just a cardigan, a basic cardigan, half double crochet, do a thing. Okay. So how do I get the alpaca and wool? Okay. Well, I have a bunch of alpaca. I have a bunch of wool. I can card that and then I can spin it. So I'm like going backwards with the process. So starting whenever it's not hot here, which this week was good, but I'm doing other stuff. When it's not hot here, I'm going to start carding with my drum carder, alpaca and wool, and then spin it, and whatever colors come, whatever happens, it's going to be a 2-ply, probably a DK weight, because that's usually what I get.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just go from there, and I will end up with the thing that I started with, which is the cardigan. So
Nice.
Sounds like fun for you.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. It's easier than a penguano, I think.
Well,
Maybe.
yeah.
Maybe.
I have
Well,
this in
yeah,
it.
when I'm in the middle of all the
Samples.
carding and spinning, I'll say, oh, yeah, this is easier than a penguano. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I need to finish up my samples and get my patterns written to get them to test knitters, and then I think I'm going to take a break and make a ranunculus, because I haven't made one for me, and I've only made one
Ooh.
as gifts. So I think I'm going to make one for me, because I have some yarn from Joanna from Potions coming. this
Oh,
year.
her yarn's so good.
And I think I'm going to do it in that. Maybe hold fingering with a lace weight, because I've got some plain gray lace weight I might hold with it. I don't know. Just because I don't have one. And I thought, that's such a simple knit.
Mm-hmm.
I can do it pretty quickly, and then I'll have a finished project that I'm done with, and take a break from shawls and all the other stuff.
Yeah.
'Cause I've got like 3 shawls on the needle, and I don't really feel like knitting any of them. I think I'm going to pull them all out,
Mm-hmm.
because they're just not gelling with the colors and the patterns.
Look at the.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's just sometimes the yarn wants what the yarn wants, and it is not what you want it to be.
I don't know who that is.
And you're like, no, I'm sorry. Well, I don't know. I said before with this, with the hand spun, that's like it was waiting for a project.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like I got the other hand spun yarn, and I'm like, okay, those are similar enough colors that, I can use it to stretch the other stuff. I'm like, oh, wait, we're going all out.
It's different knitting with hand spun.
Hmm.
Whether it's yours or somebody else, it's just different. It feels special.
I have knit with it. I knit
It feels special. I don't know what it. Yeah.
Oh, I love knitting with it. I mean, it depends on the fiber content and stuff, but I love the plumpness of it, that it's different. There's like more, I don't know, like tension in it generally, if that makes any sense.
It's not just.
It just feels more organic to me. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, this didn't come from Walmart or, whatever, hobby, whatever. This is like more down to earth. I don't know. I like it.
It's more personal.
Even if
Because
it's not yours, it's still
yeah, well, because
somebody
you know
made this.
somebody
Yes.
sat down on a wheel
Yes.
and spun it. It's not a commercial
Yeah, it's
grade.
very organic.
I mean,
right?
and yes, buying hand dyed yarn, the dyer does a lot of the artwork
Yes.
to the yarn, but somebody
for
else,
sure.
it's still commercial bought yarn that they work on. Hand spun is like, you're actually creating the format that you're going to knit with, like weaving. You're actually making the fabric. That you're.
Don't talk about weaving because I've been thinking about dish towels and such that not enough hours in a day.
Nope. Not enough.
I need an assistant.
I need an assistant who will knit samples for me. I can knit other things.
I need an assistant.
And who would write up a pattern for me.
I need an assistant to do my household stuff. You feed the dogs, you make dinner, you clean, do all the housework so I can do the stuff I want to do.
Yeah. My son, who's moved out, is very appreciative of all the stuff he doesn't have to do, like mainly cooking and grocery shopping, because they take turns and they take turns grocery shopping and stuff. But it's like it's every week. Yeah, it's every week. You have to
every week until you die.
Until you die. It's hard. Unless you are the kind of person that wants to have the same thing for dinner every day, it's hard.
Yeah, I get bored. Like I can make something and have it a couple of days during the week with leftovers and stuff, but then you want something different.
I spend a lot of time on Pinterest just trying to find new things to have.
Yep, exactly.
I spend a lot of time on Pinterest looking at tweed coats. It's kind of a...
Why does that not surprise me?
I mean, we all have our hobbies.
I get a lot of pattern ideas and patterns from Pinterest.
Mostly crochet. I see a lot of crochet stuff on there.
I've got, one of the reasons I got into knitting was because as much as I love to crochet, I wasn't a huge fan of crochet garments in a lot of ways because but man, ever since I started knitting,
they're
all these
better
really
now.
Cool crochet patterns have come out with lighter yarn, so they're not as dim. I'm like, wow, where were these when I, wanted them?
I have a crochet book. It's from, I don't know, 1990. I got it.
Oh Lord.
Yes. So at my kids' school in Vermont, little school, I was the chairman of the book drive, whatever you call it, book drive, book, whatever. And I got this book, and it's some crochet patterns, sweater patterns. First of all, they only go up to like a bust size of 38, which, come on. Yeah, so you have to do some math. But then also they're like all the bat wing, and they're all like the
bat wing was a thing in crochet in the 90s.
There's that fluffy, not quite mohair, but kind of mohair, teddy bear kind of yarn. Yeah, they're crazy. So yeah, that was when garments and crochet were not good. They have gotten better, way better.
Oh no, they definitely have. And I've crocheted a lot of sweaters over the years, but it just, knitting drapes differently.
Oh, absolutely.
But there's a lot more crochet garments out there that
they're getting better.
Yeah.
When they branched into the less than 4 weight, less than worsted weight.
Well, I think that just became the more variety of yarns out there, because when I was crocheting, there weren't a lot of variety for yarn that you could afford to crochet with, because crochet takes up so much more yarn.
Oh yeah.
And now there's much more, even in the commercial yarns, the acrylics and stuff, there's much more variety in yarn weight.
Yeah.
And
it's better quality.
I saw today somebody, I'm trying to remember the gal's username. It's something like Raspberry Potpourri or something. But she did a blanket for Let Them Live. And hang on, I'm going to find this blanket because it's such a cool blanket. Sorry. It is Raspberry Potpourri is your username. But it is the Solid Mosaic Moss Square Blanket by Biba Blanket.
Wait,
And I think
moss
she says she
square
has
mosaic.
here.
Oh, yeah, that's very
Ooh.
cool.
Yeah, it's like a very solid texture. And here,
That's what I'm
It's
doing.
with
It's a mosaic. No, it's a moss. Yeah,
yeah.
but
So
it's
I
not
really,
mosaic. No.
yeah, I mean, it's crocheted,
Yes,
but it's, yeah, I really, really love that texture. And it's a beautiful
I love
blanket.
moss stitch. I love it.
And I mean, I'm not very proficient in crochet, so I'm going to have to learn that one.
Oh,
But,
it's super
Moss stitch is
easy.
the
It's single
easiest
crochet, chain one. That's it.
hey,
That's
that works
it.
for me.
It's basically mesh. You're basically making a mesh, but
You're
since
making what looks like woven. Yeah.
yeah, but
Right.
it's basically a
Single
mesh.
crochet, chain one. That's it. That's all you need to know. Super simple.
Yeah, it is super simple. What did I see? I saw a pattern that I really liked the other day. What was it? Let me see if I can find it. Because it's fun when people are thinking outside the box. And
Mm-hmm.
Pinterest is freaking out.
But yeah, it's funny.
Yeah.
Crochet has definitely evolved
This
to the
isn't
point now where
crochet,
people, I don't
it's
think
knitting,
people,
but it's a square shawl, so it'd make a really pretty baby blanket.
but
It
that's
comes
in a
two
finer
sizes.
weight, right? That's in like a
No,
two
I
weight.
can't tell. I can't tell.
Before
There's
it
a
used to
site.
be that crochet mostly was only done in worsted weight. And then when people started branching off into
Okay, it's
sport and
fingering.
fingering,
Oh, or sport rather. It's sport weight.
okay, sport's good. Yeah.
Yeah, I have.
You get better drape with, yeah.
And this I found. I really like this top.
Ooh.
It's knitted, but I really like it.
That's
I'm thinking of maybe
Right.
putting that on the list.
That's pretty.
The crochet, there's been a lot of cool crochet stuff come out recently. I like this mosaic dragon blanket. I won't make it, but
Oh,
it's really cool.
wow.
It's very cool, but I won't make it. So that's more than I want to get involved in.
Can't watch Trump.
Yeah, there's just some really cool crochet stuff. Like this I saw. I don't know what I'd ever use it for, but it's really cool.
Huh.
It's like Tunisian, but it's also got the flowers. And I
Yeah,
haven't
the
looked at the pattern because it's really cool looking.
the textures is pretty cool.
Make it
I just
very
can
cool.
just get your toes
You know.
stuck in that one. Like that's
Yeah, I think it would be better as a shawl, but I don't know. There's just some really neat crochet stuff out there these days. And I'm glad because it's fun when, things evolve.
yeah. I might have to make another one of those squared up jackets, mostly because the first one I made, I kind of flubbed what the size was supposed to be, and it was too small, and I gave it to someone as a gift. So
That was sweet though. I mean, look at that. That's a crochet dress.
oh
But it's like
wow.
and it's just a chevron pattern, simple chevron pattern. But it's really cool. And then this one, I would never wear it because I'm too old and too. But it's really cute.
Wow.
Just really fun. And this one was really pretty, and I would almost do it just as the top, and not just make it a top because it's really
Ooh.
pretty.
Yeah, that's
And it's
fun.
like lacy in the top. But yeah, there's just some really innovative crochet stuff out there. Like this one, thought that was very cool. But I'd have to read
Ooh.
a chart. I'd have to read a chart, and
Yeah, but that's pretty.
it is, and it's just lacy up in here, and it's like really cool. But I'd have to read the chart.
Sorry, so I guess the Elon Musk Trump interview, there's something going on. Somebody's hacking it or something. So there's other people, Alex Jones and Benny Johnson, and those are talking about it, but you can't get to the actual interview. I don't know what's going on.
Huh.
Yeah.
So
Why does that not surprise me
I don't know.
in any way, shape, or form?
David just came out and said, "You can't find the Trump." Okay.
The whole EU is conspiring. Well, that's awfully
Russia,
weird.
Russia, Russia.
After
Yeah.
all,
Like this.
not exactly your country.
I think this would be a really good interview, though. So,
Like that's.
I
Really
hope they
cute.
wait.
That's crochet.
ooh,
It's from Postages.
I like that.
It's really cute.
Did you see that one sweater that came out yesterday? And the top of it is knit, but then there's granny squares on the bottom. And
No,
you
I've not
start
seen
with
that
the
one.
granny squares, and then you go up with the stockingette,
Huh? No, I
or
haven't seen that
it's
one.
like a combo. It's super cool
No, I have not seen that. But that is
because I
cool.
like that. I like sometimes granny square sweaters are a lot. But
Mhm.
if you have a regular sweater with some accents of granny squares, that's kind of cool, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes they're just a little over the top.
Yeah, because sometimes they're too much. It looks like Roseanne's couch was knit into it, you know, made into a sweater.
Well, I just don't want to be in the 70s. Like I'm not into that 70s fashion right now.
No.
But
And
if people who
I don't
are, that's
want Tay
perfectly
Tay's
fine.
dress. No.
No, and it's not even the most attractive shape for people.
No.
You know, I've seen a lot of people who are making it. It's like, yeah.
There's a
it's really
girl
not for you.
that tweaked that dress. What is her? Hey J Crochet. But she tweaked it so you could do the whole dress with the long sleeves and just how it was. Or you can do a tunic, which stops right here and just goes tunic size. And that looked more wearable to
Yeah,
me.
I mean, maybe if you
And depending on the colors, you know.
yeah, the colors just throw me off. But maybe
Those
if there had some
colors were
shaping or something
no good.
to it,
No.
You know, would be better. But you know, to each
But
their
I
own.
wouldn't do that whole dress, but I might do a tunic with short
Yeah,
sleeves,
tunic.
you know.
You know that you wore over something.
Right. Leggings or whatever.
That would be
Jeans.
cute with boots or something. That would be very cute.
Yeah, with the shirt underneath or something. Yeah.
But,
There's
yeah.
ways to tweak stuff, but all these people and they bought the exact same colors, and I'm like, those are hideous.
No,
Okay.
like why would you?
Orange
well, I
and
guess,
purple.
Well, I
and-
guess the ones who were putting out their own paid tutorials wanted it, you know, so people would know that that's what it was. So, but why
Which
would you
makes
make that
sense.
in those colors if you had a choice of colors? Like if that's the only colors you had, sure. But like if you
No,
could
these
buy
people
colors,
went out and bought those colors. Like, no.
that's because they want to look like Taylor, you know. I'm surprised she doesn't have one in
Oh.
red and white.
Just don't.
What?
We're gonna
Well,
be in
just
a fight.
remember, there's no such thing as a crocheting machine, so somebody made that
That's
for
right.
her. It's
I
just like when
know.
sorry, I don't know if y'all like a TJ Maxx. I do, but walking around like, look, it's a crocheted blanket. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's a crocheted blanket. It's $15.
Hun, I worked there back in the 2001. Yeah, I was appalled at a lot of the stuff that came through.
It's like you want to buy it so that the poor person who got paid 50 cents
Yeah.
makes some money off it.
Like,
You know, they can keep hiring you to
Which-
make more.
which I think, and this is just me in the corner, this is not like a serious policy proposal,
You're in the spotlight.
but I think we should go back to doing piecework. The Asian
Mhm.
countries do it
Mhm.
all the time,
Mhm.
where
I agree.
it's like, no, you do whatever the production is in your own house, and then you take it back to the people, and then you get paid
I
for
did
it,
that.
and you do that.
Well, it's like
I
in
did that.
Shetland,
Yeah,
they would knit the color work yolks, and then you could buy the yoke with the yarn, and you would knit the rest of the
Mhm.
sweater.
Yeah.
You could buy the kit.
No,
and you would just knit
when
the
I lived
sweater.
in
And also
Vermont.
with DoorDash and all of those companies and Uber, it's like from an online aspect, I know that DoorDash sucks, but
Uber sucks too, but whatever.
yeah. No, I get that point. But
sure.
from a technical standpoint, it's like
Mhm.
it's fairly easy to do.
No, I agree. When I lived in Vermont, the first company that I had any part of that, a friend of mine worked for the Vermont Teddy Bear Company, and she worked at home and she sewed teddy bears,
Mhm.
which is so cute. It's just charming. So she subcontracted to me. So she would knit, she would sew together. She had an industrial machine. She would sew together the arms, the legs, the bodies, the heads. She would give them to me, and I would turn them all, turn the heads inside out, turn the arms, legs. I would put the labels on. And I'd give them back to her, and she'd put them together.
Mhm.
And it was quite lucrative, even back in the early 90s. And then after that, I worked for a candle company also in Vermont. They made beeswax candles. And I would pick up a tote of beeswax sheets. And I would take them home, and I would sit there and I would listen to the Rush Limbaugh program, and I would roll candles every day. And I mean, it's good money. I mean, it's not, you're not going to become a Fortune 500 CEO, but it's decent money if you can work hard and, they give you the, give you the hours, give you the stuff. But
Mhm.
yeah, I don't know how that works nowadays. That was, 30 years ago. But yeah, piecework, cottage industries, piecework. I think we need to get back to that.
Pampered
well, I
chef or
think-
Mary Kay, and especially, and you have families with young kids, and you want to make extra money. It's like, okay, well,
Don't do Mary Kay.
yeah, but it's stuff like that where it's like, okay, you can turn teddy bears and you can watch kids, and if your production
Right.
is lower that day because there's something up with the kids, then
Right.
That's how it be.
Right. Yeah, they didn't. Yeah, it was like, okay, then do what you can do. Yeah, it was great. I loved it because my kids were home, or I'd go and pick up the kid. You weren't stuck in an office for 9 to 5 or 10 to whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean,
I don't think we have that anymore. It's all sent over to China where they get way less than we got, which isn't cool.
that is true.
And they don't get to listen to Rush.
Well, we don't get to listen to Rush anymore either.
I know, but we did.
Sadly,
Ugh. Hmm.
sadly, we don't.
He's better off.
He's not hurting,
No. I miss him, but he's better off than we are.
I miss him. I really wish he were around for the way things are now, because I would love to hear
No.
his take on things. But
Ugh.
they
And I
call him
think
as you
I
see
think
him.
Trump could use him because they
Yeah.
were very good friends. And I think Trump listened to him. Which why
Yeah.
wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean,
Mm.
he had a lot of knowledge, and he knew the players, and I'll never
He-
forget him telling Republicans to sign up to vote in the Democrat debate against Hillary.
Yes. Operation
And
Chaos.
how mad they were. They were
Oh, yeah.
so mad. That was
It
what
was so
funny.
good. But he always came up with, I mean, I was around during the bake sale in Colorado. I remember when the guy called in and he was like, I want a subscription to the Limbaugh letter, but my wife won't let me get it because our finances. What should I do? And he said, have a bake sale. Have a bake sale, and you can get, earn enough money, you can get a subscription. And then thousands of people showed up. Dan's bake sale. And it's like, that's what people do. That's how you solve things. And they
Is it
left
your
and they
neighbor?
didn't leave any trash. They didn't tear up the place. It was
Your
such a
neighbors to help you build
perfect
a barn.
example. Yes, it was a perfect example of America, how it was and could be and should be. And yeah, Dan's bake sale. We were lucky to have him.
So, Anne, after you finish your sweater, what are you working on next?
After my sweater,
Yeah.
Or
what's
whatever
Your next,
you're working
what's your next after your vest? What's your next?
Your
project
vest.
gonna be?
oh, I don't know. I just finished the top of my second glove. So that's
Nice.
exciting.
Ooh, nice.
Sure.
I look forward to those patterns.
Me
Yeah.
too.
Here with all the stuff still hanging on it. Not great lighting, but ta-da.
Look.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, I'll put thumbs on them, but they'll get there.
Thumbs get cold too.
Yes.
Except, yes, fingers though they're gonna have to survive.
Well, yeah. But you got to do it for the fashion.
No.
Okay.
It's fine. You have to do it for your phone so you can use your phone.
Yes.
Yeah,
How else will you know what's going on in the world?
that's right.
Not quite as even as I'd like though. Oh well. See?
We won't tell. We won't tell.
I got to get with my carding and spinning. That's what I got to do.
But yeah.
What's up? Uh-oh, everybody's frozen. Oh no, what am I doing?
Wait, I'm back. Good. But anyways, the last couple sweaters, like I've taken. Hello?
I'm listening. I'm trying to listen.
Okay,
You are
sorry.
Fading
you-
in and out.
You paused for a moment. I'm like, oh no, is my audio still
You
off?
paused.
I'm sorry.
Sorry. Oh good.
Sorry,
Everybody's
the door kept-
paused. Oh no.
Sorry, the door kept flying open.
Oh no.
No, but I was just saying that I hope that I will actually like get it together and finish this sweater for real, because the last couple sweaters I've started, I went, no.
Mhm.
I mean, I guess I did the crocheted one, but before that, there's been a couple where
Yeah,
it's
but,
like,
but that one doesn't even have sleeves, and you just
I
gotta
know
the body. You can do it.
You can do it.
it'll be fine.
It's I know. It's so boring.
And how cool are you gonna look with that layered with your cool coat,
Well,
and everything?
And so not to shill for lipstick, but Besame, sponsor me. I know I've said a lot of controversial things in the past, and actually I will continue to say controversial things, but
course you will.
please sponsor me, Besame.
I hope you do.
Anyways, they do like kind of vintage colors, vintage cosmetics, and they just had a thing that came out, and it is 1940s Victory Red, and it is the color that was issued to women during World War II.
Mhm.
So like this is your military issue bright red lipstick, and it came with like a little V for victory pin. This is expensive. Got me. I'm sorry.
And you got me wanting to order that when you showed
I
me the picture
know.
the other day. It was like, can I pull
I
off
know,
that
it's
red?
cool. And then here's it, and it's like, oh, but if you get more, it's free shipping. I'm like, okay, what else do you got? Okay, that's really cool too.
Did they have a blue red? Because I do better with the blue reds than the orange reds. I'm sure they do.
Probably.
I'm sure they do.
I'm sure, though. I like my favorite color. Not this one, but another one they do, Carmine, is a very orangey red, and it's fantastic. I just love that one. But
Yeah, I can't do orangey reds.
My favorite lipstick color
well,
is
I have
called
a
Raisin.
greenish pallor, which really you know, the orange really, it really sets that off. So
I have vampire vibes. Yeah.
yes. But Sherry, Besame is the name of the company, and yeah, they're I mean, they're out of California. They're probably lefties, but it's made in America.
What are you gonna
It's
do?
overpriced, and it is the Peggy Carter's lipstick is from there. Hers is red velvet, which is
Oh well, here we go.
so
Yeah, well, we knew it was a Peggy Carter thing.
of course.
I don't even know anything about that, but I recognize that. So
Captain America's girlfriend.
I thought that was Tay Tay.
I'm sorry, Kelsey is not Captain America.
Ugh.
Sorry.
We need a new America's person.
This is cool. It tells you how to find your perfect red.
Perfect red. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
they're-
always go with the blue red. Yeah.
Yeah, let's see, this one's red hot. So they're straight up Besame red. Very good.
I'm gonna have to look, see what they have. My favorite lipstick color is called Raisin, and it's by Ulta, which I don't go to anymore. But it's like a purplish brown color. Yeah, so I have to find one to sub that.
So everybody go buy your best lipstick.
Go buy what? What are we buying?
Go buy your best lipstick to make you have the right shade of red, and then that way,
That's right.
you know, we're making our way.
Yeah, you won't get looks in public. You do a little bit, but
I get looks in public, but probably not. Probably from what I'm saying, not because of what I'm wearing. Sorry, not sorry. Luckily, I live in an area where everybody thinks the same way I do, so they don't look at me funny.
Well, we all gotta figure out what works.
I just, I'm just tired. I'm just, who was it was said, oh, I think it was Katie Brown. She's like, oh, Katie Hopkins. That's who it was. She's like, I don't know if you guys are as tired as I am of just fighting everything. I'm like, yes, I am. Can we just have one day where nothing happens? We can just relax.
Oh, if only we could.
Well,
You
Stu,
know?
the guy Stu that's on the Glenn Beck show, he came on there today. He'd been on vacation last week, and he said, I've been taking these vacations because in between the conventions, there's not supposed to be anything going on. So I put my vacation times in for then. And then he's like, everything happens. Now I have to come back and deal with all this crap. It's nonstop.
Yeah. Yeah, there's always something, So, thanks everybody for coming.
The shooter had 3 times the distance.
Oh, what's this
Normally,
now?
Weird stuff happens on our podcast. You know that.
Oh, here.
We're glad everybody came in the chat. We love to see all the fun comments.
Okay, Trump and Elon is on right now, so everybody go to X and listen to it. Because we're done, so you can go.
Yeah. Yeah, are
Go-
they able
go
to listen
listen
to
to
him?
Trump.
Go listen to Trump.
Listen.
I'm sure Elon has something to say.
Are you kidding me?
He should be saving the astronauts. That's what he needs to do. He's supposed to save
that's
the
right.
astronauts, and then nobody can call him out for anything because think
That's
about it.
true.
If
Should
he were to
defi-
save the astronauts,
He should
what
say
were they
that.
going to?
And also,
what are they-
I would like to say, just again, so sorry. We're trying to get off, and I'm just rambling.
That's
Okay.
fine.
Fine.
So
Have you been here before? Yes.
I know.
Rambling's
Watching
part of our
Armageddon the other
description.
night, which is like this movie, no space facts went into this film. None. What was this? But anyways, it's like I would just like to say that something that Trump doesn't get the appreciation for is the Space Force. Like we need the Space Force, you know, we need not just like regular air, but like beyond for missiles and defense, and also Space Force. But also the man gave it the Star Trek logo. And we forget in the upcoming 2020 campaign, he said, yeah, and we're going to Mars. Vote for Trump and go to Mars, people. Like, what are you doing?
I don't want to go to Mars, but I appreciate people who do.
Exactly. Manifest Destiny Mars. That's
for sure. Maybe that's where
Mars.
Gulch. What? Gulch. God, what is my problem? Gulch is. It's not in Colorado, it's in Mars. That was too hard
to go
say.
there because otherwise
How was that so hard to say?
I thought Elon was having all the kids so that he could populate Mars.
Well, now we're not populating because food and water. I don't know.
I thought that was his plan. Was to populate Mars.
Why would you? Mars ain't the kind of place to raise the kids.
Well, might be better than.
And got my reference. She gets all my song references.
I know. I'm just.
It's not. It's too hot there.
Can you imagine if he just popped up a spaceship and picked up the astronauts and brought them home without telling anybody, and just like then they couldn't call him out for anything he said about British politicians.
Welcome back, Tom. Yeah.
They couldn't extradite him.
We're all going to be extradited, so whatever.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah. Does Neil have room for all of us?
Yeah, drag us
across
the pond. You do it. Okay.
Say, I'm sorry, we drove through your country. It only took a few hours.
Like, also, we did it like your coffee machines and your roads are really small.
Oh,
yeah.
we know.
Yeah. And we drove through.
You eat
we
weird
didn't need an
food.
overnight stay. Yeah, we don't put our beans on our toast.
We have better food than you do. Yes.
Just not what we do. Sorry. And
Well,
we like barbecue.
We do. No, but there's some people being like, oh, well, we should make space in America for the English who don't have free speech. Like, no. I want the English to be free in England. I don't want them to become Americans. I want them to be English. They're English.
We got enough people here. We don't need.
Yeah, I mean, they need to fight for their own country. We fought for ours,
We continue to fight for ours. It's a perpetual
to fight for ours.
Yeah,
we don't want to lose these old
fight
alliances.
more.
Help our buddies while we can, but also
don't lose the rights that we were given, not by the government, but
No,
the government doesn't give rights. The government only takes them away.
They work for us.
Everybody,
But whatever.
we'd like to think so. All right, thanks everybody.
Thanks,
Bye.
Chad.
knitting more tomorrow.
For showing up. Thanks.